the love of God is bountiful. Is really a unity, right? It's a unity, but it's a organized unity, family. Because nowadays we're not organized.
That's right.
Right. Nowadays we're not organized, man. Give me give me 1 Corinthians 14 and 40, or 15 and 40. Yeah. Nothing's organized, man. Our love for our people is not organized.
Why does God hate white people?
Oh, you asked that question? Okay, let's go to Genesis 25. So you want to know why God hates white people? Okay, for sure. I'm gonna give you a little bit of context, right? So there's two men in the Bible, right? Named Jacob and Esau, right? And they come from the same mother. But it was told to their mother that she's gonna have two different people inside her womb, right? And one is gonna be greater than the other, right? Bring that out.
Book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse 21.
Bring it out.
And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren, and the Lord was entreated to him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her and said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. Verse 23. And the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb.
So two nations were in her womb, right? Two nations, two different nations, correct? Right?
And two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and one people shall be stronger than the other people.
Right.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
The elder shall serve the younger, right? And bring it out when, they were ready.
Verse 25. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau.
Okay, so the first came out all red, and his name was Esau. But what did the prophecy say? It said that the elder shall serve the younger. So Esau was born first, right? And when he was born, he came out all red and red like a hairy garment, right? Correct. So let's get Jacob.
Right. 26. And after that came out his brother, and his hand took a hold of Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them.
Okay, so this is their birth, right? Two different nations of people. Give me Malachi 1. So this is going to answer. The Bible is literally going to say verbatim, right? Malachi 1, and if you want, just give me the wrong.
This is the book of Malachi, chapter 1, and I'll start at verse 2. I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Right. Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau.
Okay, we just read the story when they were born, right? The elder shall serve the younger. Esau, as of right now, Esau is ruling the world right now. But in pretty much, back in the ancient times, we were in power for a little bit. But at the end of the day, God hates Esau and loves Jacob. And who is Jacob? The people that are on this sign right now, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? So that's what we're teaching. We just read to you that God hates Esau. That's the Bible. Yeah, because white people descend from the nation of Esau. Yes. Do you want us to prove that, or is that? No. Okay, for sure. Okay, for sure. Most definitely, yeah, no. It's one of those things where you're like, you grew up in, like, for example, I grew up in church. And me, hearing for the first time, oh, God hates people. We kind of like, we're questioning ourselves. Like, wait, hold on. I was taught my whole life that God loves everybody, right? But we just read the Bible verse that God loved Jacob and hated Esau. So who's right? Yeah,
I got you, Malachi.
Yep. Yeah. We can. No, he got my phone. Yeah. He's gonna finish the verse that he was just reading right now.
But watch what the verse says. This is verse 3. It says, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, They shall build, but I will throw down. They shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever.
Okay, so right here. So Esau is saying, you know, for the time being, hey, I'm going to come back up, right? But at the end of the day, God is going to break them down, right? And the Bible also says that they're the border of wickedness. So they're wicked people. We see that all throughout history, of course, right? And then at the end of the day, the last thing that he said right here, the last thing Malachi has said was God is going to have indignation for this nation forever. The word indignation is a righteous hatred, right? So that's what we're teaching. We're just teaching the Bible, because when we go to church, when we used to go to church every Sunday, we were taught that John 3:16, that one verse, so God so loved the world that he gave his one begotten son, right? But there's a context to it, right? There's always there's always two sides to the coin. You can't just read one verse and say, oh, that's the end all be all, right? So that's what we're trying to say here. Like, you know, at the end of the day, like I was just bringing it out, like the love of God is beautiful, but at the same time, it's a complex thing, because there's things that have to go into it, right? The love of God is crazy, right? Because there was a time too where God, he said, I'm gonna divorce you, Jacob. But then, you know, we're gonna come back and worship him at the end of the day, you know? So it's an ongoing cycle. But as of right now, you know, I'm trying to teach our people to get back to these laws, statutes, and commandments, because that's the true love of God. Right? I wanna stop our people hating each other. I wanna stop the gang violence. I wanna stop the drug abuse. I wanna stop us just gossiping and murmuring to each other. Like, I wanna stop all that. The covetousness, the adultery, all that. Because, you said what? Yeah, I mean, that's just what it is.
Get over that.
Yeah, matter of fact,
I'm
no.
like, we live in an age where everybody's kind of mixed.
Yeah, exactly.
So my grandmother's like, this
Okay.
is not. You know what I mean? So I'm
Yeah,
like,
okay.
Oh, your father.
Give me,
like,
yeah, I'll answer that question, but yeah, give me Numbers 1:19, but give me Proverbs 16:4. Okay. Come, read it out.
Right, this is the book of Numbers, chapter 1, verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers.
Okay, so this right here is a law, right? Pretty much telling us that our blood descends from our fathers, so we are who our fathers are. So even if your grandma is white, even if I had a white grandma, you know, or like, you know, even if my mom was white and my dad was an Israelite, I'd still be good, right? Because at the end of the day, me being Latino, us being Latinos, right, a lot of our blood or a lot of our line, you know, descends from indigenous people and the Spanish. But at the end of the day, our lines descend from, you know, Israel at the end of the day, right? So you don't got to worry about that, sis. I'm sure that you're an Israelite just from your spirit. You know, you're hearkening into this word. You know, actually, bring out Romans 8:16 for me, brother. Real quick, hold up, sis. Yeah. And I appreciate you, you know, listening and just, you know, hearing us out, right? One second. I've got this. 16.
Book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 16. The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of God.
So our spirit bears witness, right? Like you said, there's so much mixing now in the world, but at the end of the day, our spirit will bear witness that we are the children of this book, right? You good? So that's what we're trying to say here. That's what we're trying to say here, family. Like, you know, our spirit will bear witness, but I also want to bring out that Proverbs real quick.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 16 and verse 4. The Lord hath made all things for himself.
Okay, so God made everything. You know, we know that, right? We know that.
Yea, even the wicked for the day of evil.
Even the wicked for the day of evil. So the reason why I brought this out is because you might think to yourself, if God hates them, then why would he make it? Like, it doesn't make sense. right? But at the end of the day, there's a purpose for everything. There's a purpose for everything. It's all a grand scheme of things. Get Proverbs 11.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 1. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight.
A just weight is his delight. A false balance is abomination. You know, there's like a new age term for that now, the yin and yang, whatever the case may be, right? But God had made everything for himself because he's all powerful, he's all knowing, right? That's the thing that, you know, we don't learn in church too. That's another thing, because in church they teach us that the devil created evil. You know, they teach that the devil rebelled against God. But how did the devil rebel against God when God knows all things? Right? He's omnipotent. He's omnipresent, right? So that's another thing we didn't ask ourselves while going to church. You know, so what we believe our God is a balanced but just God, right? Because you can't have good without evil, and you can't have evil without good. Because you're not going to know what good is if you don't know what evil is, and vice versa, right? Yeah, I grew up in church. Yeah, I grew up in church. How long have I been doing this? I ain't gonna lie, I've been learning about like the Israelites since I was like a junior in high school. So I mean, like 4 years now. Yeah, 4 years now. Yeah.
You say I'm gonna listen to it.
Yeah, no, I'm young. I'm about to be 20, but you know, I've been studying the Bible since I was 14. Like I was in the church still, but I was reading the Bible diligently in the church still, trying to find answers. And at the end of the day, that's how I got here. Me reading. You know, us going to church, we just hear what the pastor says.
That's right.
That's all we do. That's all we do. But then, what are we gonna gain from that if we're not actually like reading for ourselves, right? So that's my 2 cents. You got any more questions?
No, I appreciate your time.
Hey, I appreciate you for listening.
That's right.
All praises to the Most High. Y'all be doing all right? Yeah. All praises, right? All praises to the Most High, man.
She made him sit here and look for that.
Yeah, that's right. Y'all got any precepts y'all want to bring up?
Book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 4. And after these, Adam also made thou, whom thou made Lord over all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou hast made the world for our sakes. As for the other people, which also come of Adam, thou hast said they are nothing.
They are what? Read that again.
They are nothing.
These other nations ain't nothing.
Right.
Right? The Most High said that, you know, we all come from Adam, but these other nations, non-Israelites, are nothing. Right? We were just bringing it out, man. Esau ain't nothing.
Right.
Right? Esau ain't nothing, man.
Right.
That's a damn scum of the earth, for real.
Right. God.
Right? But, you know what I'm saying? This is the word of God. This is not my feelings. That's the thing. We just been reading the Bible. This is not my feelings. This is thus saith the Lord in the words of the prophets that the Lord had put in those prophets, man.
That's right.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like, pretty much, I can end off right there. I want to give all praises to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. I want to say Shalom.
Shalom.